Anton and Ilana. These guys we love dearly. They're part of us, really, because they was with us for a long while. And then they've done an amazing work in Cape Town through the Sozo Foundation. Some of you that have been with us a while will remember them. Others may have heard us talk about Sozo. It's something that's dear to our hearts, and it's amazing to hear the stories of all that God is doing in that place. So I'm going to invite them to come. I think Anton and Ilana, the kids are going to come as well. You're welcome to come and talk. And they're going to share with us a little bit of an update about Sozo, and hopefully we can then get into prayer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, David, Anita, and Nathan, the leaders. Thank you for having us and welcoming us. Although most of you are sitting there and thinking, who are these people? Who are these people? Ah, Mr. Bambadele. Very good to see you. I see you and I have gone for the platinum look over the years. Good to see you, brother. This is Keenan and our daughter Kieran. They are twins. They're 11 years old. This is Ilana, who used to be the youth pastor here. And some of your leaders now, I think of Joshua Lepage, for instance. He used to be our first batch of children when kids ministry started, Character Kids, back in the day. And it's so wonderful to know that some of those kids are grown up, married, and following the Lord still, and it's such a blessing. And it reminds me that others will reap where you have sowed. And so this morning, you guys are good. You can take a seat. I've done enough damage here. Ilana's going to go over to the media guys just to take us through something. Is it possible to hit these lights, or not hit them, but click them off? Is that easy? Yeah? We'll try. Anyway, just to make some of what I show you. We're here really for one very clear reason. And before I say that, I'm going to say that, yes, I'm assuming most of us, because we also have British citizenship, having been here for 10 years, so most of us are partly British. But I have a feeling that many of us are also pretty much African, right? And I used to joke back in the day I know you knew it was coming, Boma. That I knew you was coming, Mama dear. That he is not really that African. He could not even pitch a tent. How can you say you're African and you don't know how to put up a tent on a camp? I mean, really, you know? But we are born and bred in Africa, and yet we have a very, very dear place of this island. And these people have been so good to us. And so this morning we have come 15 years after we had been sent out by this church community of Chafford, and we have come for one simple reason. We want to give honor to God for you. Now, you might say, but you haven't done anything. But others have sowed. And I want to invite you to open your hearts and to reap. Reap the goodness of God where you feel, but I haven't done anything for that. We weren't part of that. I did not even know about that. Sit back and enjoy the goodness of God. And where you are reaping now, others have sowed. And I want to say this morning to you, pose a question and say, what is it that God has given you in your hand? What is the little box that you are holding? Young people, what is the dream that you're carrying in a tiny little box? Maybe it's not even a box. Maybe it's so fragile, it's a little eggshell. What is that tiny little dream? Can you and do you and would you maybe perhaps after today, I hope, be inspired, be reminded that whatever is in that box, God can take it and use it and make it into something so audacious, so glorious, so beautiful that the world will look and see and say, how great is your God? I would like to get to know him too. The Sozo Foundation started, I think there's a couple more slides. I want to show you 2 slides before we just tell you, showcase God's goodness, right? I want to brag about God today, right? Is that all right? Can we brag about God? Is that all right? Okay, so we can brag about God. It's the one thing we can really brag about, right? So we want to boast, right? Boast. We want to boast in the Lord. I want to brag about our great, great, great God. That was the land the Lord had given us after we left here. Isn't it beautiful? I can tell you the soil is absolutely dead. It is sand as deep as you. We are 1 mile from the coastline there, and it's white powder sand. So where you dig there, you will find sand and more sand and more sand and more sand. It's dead, brother and sister. It's dead. But that is what we ask God for. And these are the people that God called and placed there. It was myself and Ilana. She's the one. You can see they still look very much the same. There's a slender version of me. I have different versions. That was version 1.0. This is version 5.6 beta version. But not beta, but better. This one is the better version, okay? Because he's older and wiser, and that is Kate over there, who joined us from the day one when we said, let's make and do something that matters and follow what God is calling us. Because at that point, until that day, we had been in the church building, serving the local youth in the community, in the township right next door to the church. And God kept saying to us, you are too far away. It is too safe here. Get out of this office. And so we prayed and asked God to give us some finances and resources so we could buy ourselves this beautiful thing. Isn't it a beautiful piece of metal? This steel metal shipping box once was on a fleet of ships. But that day it was purple, and we said, yes, it was meant to be because purple is royalty in the Bible. We made everything count. We called it the purple turtle. And that day, that box, honestly, was everything. It was that day that God gave us what we had asked for at that time. God, give us a space in this community, a community that should not accept us, a community that should reject us, a community that was not accepted, was rejected for decades and decades and decades. If you know the history of South Africa and the years and the oppression of apartheid, you will understand that an Afrikaans male and an Afrikaans from the Free State female would not represent unity at that time. It was 15 years ago, only 15 years after the start of our democracy. Why would they accept the very representation of a system of oppression and destruction? God gave us a patch of land. And that day, that box was everything. In fact, it did become everything. It was the office. It was the kitchen. It was the boardroom. It was the chief executive office, but it was also the team meeting, the dream meeting room. It was the reception. It was the stationery room. It was everything, and it was beautiful. And I remember very clearly a day, and this I want to say and share also with the kids and the young people here this morning, and to the more mature and senior ones among us. What is it that is in your box? Because as I sat down one day, we had just plonked it down, furnished it out, refurbished it, and I sat down around this round table. It had to be a round table because otherwise we won't fit all in it. And I sat down and I felt such a pleasure. And I felt God's pleasure. And then I felt the Holy Spirit say, don't get stuck in the box. I was like, what on earth does... Don't get stuck in the box. This is great. This is awesome. And this is what you asked for. But don't stop here. Do not get stuck in the box. And very soon, that one box became 2 boxes. And 2 boxes became 3 boxes. And 3 people became 6 and 12 and 18. And it was stretching us and stretching us and stretching us. And so I want you to remind you of that box there, Because everything you're going to see now started from a steel box. And I want to say, it's not because we are special, we are smart, or we are very well schooled and educated in community development. We were youth pastors over here. I was a salesman selling food to everybody. And, you know, what do I know about community? I'd been out of our country for 10 years. I grew up in apartheid. What do I know about cross-cultural development? Absolutely nothing. But I knew God's heart for this place. And his heart was sozo. It is the Greek word. It is all through New Testament. Wherever Jesus healed, that man was sozoed. When the man of Legion was delivered and set free from the demons, he was sozoed. When the prostitute was forgiven her sins, she was sozoed. It is where we get our English word salvation from, but it means much more in the Greek. It means to be healed, to be made whole, to be preserved, to restored. It is a complete healing, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Every kind of healing and wholeness. And we felt God's heart for this broken nation, this broken community, and these broken young people is to be that kind of wholeness. And had we only known that we would be the first ones to experience it ourselves, we would encounter our own brokenness. In fact, 9-10 years ago when we were here last with just under 2-year-olds, why did we do that? I don't know. But about 6 weeks later, I had a mental health crash. Boom. And I was hospitalized, and for 6 months I was out. It became too much. It was all too much. I was carrying all of this so much. I said, God, I can't do this. And one day God said to me, when I was shouting out this beautiful building that you're looking at now, it was half built. And the Lord said, my boy, you can't do it. You're right. I said, I will do it. And I'm inviting you to be part of it. And from then, through anxiety, depression, and everything else, God began to restore the ancient ruins, to raise up the age-old foundations, and said, you will be called repairer of broken walls, repairer of the breach, restorer of streets with dwellings. And I just kept saying, okay, God, whatever you say. Instead of saying, oh, Lord, I'm not worthy. Oh, God, why? Oh, me, oh, me. Oh. No, Lord, if you say that, then you will do that. And I'm out of the box, and we're into this building. And there we were building this beautiful facility. It was you can see the great gap and the great breach in our country. If you go back to that one, Ilana. On the right-hand side is a township community. It's less than a square mile, 50,000 people. No high school, no police station, no clinic. Gangsterism is rife, and I'm not just talking about serious knife crime, guns and children and teenagers walking around. We have had 30 lives lost in this first 6 months of this year due to daylight shootings. It's there that God placed us. We have had good reasons to leave. Many good. We have experienced a lot of these crushed down and hard hunted down and hard pressed and everything that David read this morning. Yet God did not abandon us. And the more we continue to just say, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. God said, don't get stuck in the education center. Don't get stuck in the box. The box was bigger. But God said, I'm bigger. And as He continued to heal and restore and educate and help young people through high school, get the first generation into their senior certificate, get young people delivered and set free through alpha courses, through youth groups, through discipleship courses, God stretched us to cross the divide and build a bridge. And no more, said God, will I break down walls. But I will build bridges to connect communities, an economic community that is thriving and a local community that is striving and merely surviving. Poverty is rife in our nation, the highest unemployment rate in the world. We have the highest inequality in the world. Sadly, we have the highest rates of gender-based violence and abuse. And I can go on about South Africa's dichotomy of the beauty that you see all around you and the beast that surrounds you constantly. And we are on the dance floor dancing with this beast, carrying the beauty inside. And I can tell you, it is beautiful. It is marvelous to see the generation of young people not only rising up for a future to get skilled up and get employment opportunities and actually going from on the streets, going to gangs, to actually coming into centers and spaces, learning emotional intelligence, social cohesion, learning about how to connect with people and learning their own identity, that you do belong out of the boundaries of this community. This land is your land. This world is your world. God has a plan for your life. And so we are seeing significant amount of young people coming through all of this. But then God also stretched us further to say, don't get stuck in that box. And we went into this business park through COVID. And we occupied a space. And 5 years later, God gave us the finances to buy that whole building. We went from tenant to landlord. Tenant to landlord. 7 million rand. Cash. It's not my credit card, I'll tell you that. That one will bounce. And the other building, we own now 2-3 million rand. Because there God said, it's great that you are equipping and empowering and enabling young people to become the best employees in the city. But what if they can also become the best employers in the city? And so what we're seeing now with our entrepreneurship incubator and startup incubator is we're seeing young people, previously unemployed youth, that are now business owners, that are now employing previously unemployed youth. The youth problem of 66% unemployment is a third of our nation. These are moms and dads raising kids in homes where the concept of work does not exist. So, equally, the concept of unconditional love does not exist. If it is not modeled, it does not exist. And so we are modeling the love of Jesus on a Monday to Thursday. We say that on a Monday to Thursday, you're going to meet the people who love Jesus. And they're going to love you with all of the love of Jesus. But we're going to train you to be the best baristas and bakers and hairdressers and nail technicians and masseuses and all these things. We're going to do that. But on a Friday, you have a day off. And if you want to, you can come and join us at our main hub in the community, where you can meet the Jesus who loves the people. And on that day, we have a gathering like this with 65 of our staff, and we worship God every Friday morning. And after that, there are small groups, and Yolana and her team have discipleship groups and alpha groups. And then in the afternoon, there's 80-odd young people that are coming to a youth group there, and they worship Jesus. And they've just taken a camp of over 80 young people for 5 days, and God broke out again and again and again and again and again. And so as we love them, they are saying, why? And we say, because this is the kingdom of God. Everybody wins. Everybody is blessed. Everybody gets to enjoy the goodness of our King. And one by one, and 5 by 5, and 2 by 2, and 10 by 10, they are coming and saying, well, I'd like to meet this King. Who is this King of glory? Who is this King of goodness? Who is this King of kindness? I want to meet him too. And then they meet him. There is more prayer and worship that is going on a Monday to Thursday without us advocating for it. Wherever you walk into one of these buildings and spaces and presence, training rooms, is worship music playing? The young people are doing it. The Stones will cry out if you try to shut them down. And I want to tell you this morning, this is not the end, because God has said to us, don't get stuck in the center. And we believe God's given us a vision to change a center into a campus. And we are halfway in raising 7.6 million rand to buy another building right next to the other building so that we can create a campus of learning, training, development, upliftment, so that young people from the township can walk to their campus as students would to a university. And they will take pride, and there will be spaces for social connection and sports facilities, etc. God's vision is getting beyond me. No, it's not even beyond me. It's just the beginning. It's the genesis. And so what God is saying to you today, I want to ask you, what is in your box? Are you comfortable with it? Enjoy it. It's fabulous. If God has given you what you asked for, don't settle for it. If you have been praying for something and contending for something for years, and God comes through and He gives you it, enjoy it for a fleeting moment and say, God, I'm not settling for this. I want more. And God says, now you're getting it. Now you started to understand the kingdom economy. Do not get stuck in the box. Don't get stuck in the box. I honor this church. I honor this community. We honor this nation. It has been good to us. And you are part of it. You are reaping. You are reaping. You are reaping. Please go and look and see and read the stories. I'm telling you about it. There are stories that will testify to it. Countless stories of young men and women that are shouting, screaming the goodness of God because of the transformation of not only the inner world, but the whole world. And it started here. We were formed and shaped and grown up in this church. You are in a space and a place of good foundations. But I want to say to you, as I look at this box, please don't get stuck in it. It's nice. It's convenient. It's lovely. It's great. It's airy. But don't get stuck here. The world needs you to break out of the box. This church started in a little box. It looked like a little room somewhere. And they didn't settle for the room. The room became a dining room, and the dining room became a lounge, and the lounge became 2 lounges, and then became a house. And the house a community center, the community center a school hall, the school hall 4 sites. Don't get stuck in the boxes, because God has got more for you. And I bless you, I honor you, David and Anita and the eldership of this church who have been and who will come. Reap the reward of the goodness of God. You are part of this story. This story is bigger than us. This isn't our story. It's a God story. And I just want to encourage you to go and read online and read the stories and just be inspired for wherever you are today. In the box God's given you, it's beautiful. It's great. Don't get stuck there. Contend for more and don't settle with God. He doesn't like those sort of deals. He likes to say, okay, I'll double you. I'll double you. I'll double you. Contend for it every day. Bless you. Thank you. And wow, we are really privileged and blessed to be part of this. We are cut from good cloth, from the same cloth. We are from good stock. And it has gone to Africa, and it is reaping a bumper harvest. So thank you for your love and care. Bless you all.